Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about Cyber Weekend sales. I know a lot of you guys are extremely pumped, and a lot of you still will be quite interested at the very least to see how the game changes, because after every single big sales event the game does change. You know, the progression gets pushed forward, the accounts get a lot bigger. And, well, here we're gonna go. Before we get any further, obviously, a super important reminder to you guys: do not spend the money that you guys do not have. Do not make real-life compromises for in-game gains and achievements, especially because, regardless of the world economy these days, what everybody needs to understand that if inflation is bad where you're at, inflation is much worse in the game. Anything that is currently worth $100, or, you know, Kabam is asking for $100, it's gonna be worth $50 by the next sales event, and it's gonna be worth $10, you know, couple sales events down the line. There was a time when we used to pay $100 for a tier 2 alpha. Now we're selling them for gold because we can't get rid of them fast enough. There was a time when we paid, you know, $100 for tier 4 alpha, tier 5 basic, and all that other stuff. Everything in this game depreciates in the value quite fast. So if you don't have the cash right now, do not dismay and do not despair. That said, let's see what we think. So make predictions on each sales event based on the last. We do have one big outlier, and that is July 4th, 2023. When effectively Kabam sold for about $1,000 the entirety of game's endgame progression, which was ridiculous. Seemingly they have learned their lesson and they're not doing that anymore. To put in context, if I currently have 20, let's say 3 rank 3 champions, then in that July 4th, they would have sold 25 or 30 rank 3 champions. They're not doing that anymore. So realistically, the numbers are going to get toned down. So, as always, so make predictions based on, make predictions for July 4th sales based on spring cleaning, for Cyber Weekend on the previous July 4th, which is exactly what you're going to do. There will be milestone track again in the web store and likely in game 2, which is where you will be able to get your Weapon X as a 7-star and Craven this time around. Whoever thought that Craven as a special reward is befitting is beyond me. I think that's one of the silliest things they have ever done. Craven is one of the biggest wet noodles and most lame duck champions we currently have in the game, but hey, you have a chance to get this very special Craven. So Webstore has started to affect the game bundle limits, so before you buy, compare where you get more for your money, especially because Webstore also typically has a Webstore track that's unique to it. And depending where you live in the world, Webstore is actually cheaper. So, you know, my recommendation is that if you can, Webstore typically does have the better offers, better perks, better bonuses, and it works out cheaper for everybody outside of the US because of the tax and because of the App Store pricing and stuff like that. You can save up to 20%, for instance. If you're living in UK, Webstore is significantly cheaper, about 20% or so. So definitely, before you purchase anything, go and compare that. If you are free-to-play player, expect around 36k unit-ish spend. That's a question I get quite a lot. Is, you know, X amount of units going to be enough? If you want to get everything a free-to-play player can get from these sales events, that typically comes in around 40k units. Depends how they do these bundles in general, but that's approximation of the value there, of the required units, I mean. Additionally, one question that I get a lot is, what do I spend my units on? Cyber Weekend or Banquet? And since I don't see in the future, I can't know for sure. I do know that you do want to have around, let's say 8, 9, 10k units for Banquet available to you, because then you get the milestones. Like, if you're not a massive whale, then I think it is the best if you do have the 8, 9, 10k units for the Banquet event, because the milestones are typically quite juicy. You're going to be contributing some points towards your alliance and getting the alliance rewards and all that other stuff. That typically is very great value. And then, especially in the recent years, Banquet has kind of been fairly mid after you have clocked in on the milestones, if you're not going for the top whale rewards, which, you know, is insane amount of work, dedication, cash, or units that are required to place highly in the solo spendings. So yeah, leave yourself 8, 9, 10k units for Banquet, and you're gonna be good to spend whatever else is on Cyber Weekend, because that typically is the best value differentiation there. So, Weapon X and Craven is 7-star versions as track rewards. You will be able to also awaken your Craven, FYI, if anybody cares. At max, there should be around 20-25 7-stars obtainable via different crystals. I do expect to see wide variety of different crystals, like Titan Nexus is bound to return class crystals. I do not think we will get the Guardians, or however they're calling it, the new 6 buff crystal. I think that's going to be still just for the Banquet. But yeah, definitely a lot of 7-stars that you will get, possibly more than 25 even. Now, Kabam has confirmed Awakening Gems. So more than one 7-star Awakening Gem. My guess would be a class and a generic in some distribution of the offers. I do expect the Awakening Gems to be available and purchasable via unit offers rather than the cash offers, because if Kabam added Awakening Gems in the cash offers, they would have to put it in like an Odin, typically, I'd say, or, you know, make a special cash offer for it, which I guess is plausible. But typically, if they would add Awakening Gems, that would be in the Odin. That means that there would be like purchase limit of 4, and Kabam would never do that. That might be like a special one-off cash Awakening Gem in a separate bundle, because they sometimes do those. And then likely, if there's any more, and there will definitely be one for units as well, otherwise there will be riots in the streets. So if you are a free-to-play player with a lot of units, you, I predict with almost absolute certainty, will be able to get your hands on a 7-star Awakening Gem in one way, shape, form, or fashion. I do think we are primed to see a significant amount of 7-star Sea Stones. Now, I said this the last time as well, and we realistically didn't see that many of them. But I would predict 20 stones in Stark Briefcase, or 35 stones in Black Panther. It's going to be either or. So either going to get about 20 stones in Stark Briefcase, which will make like 86 stones in the cash offers, plus additional ones in the unit ones. Or we're going to see them in Black Panther, in which case it's going to be more. Last time around, we saw 10 7-star signature stones in the Stark Briefcase. That's bound to go up. So, you know, base that from there. So, again, Titan Nexus, as I mentioned before, is bound to take a return. I do think we will see 2 to 3-star gems in Odin's bundles. In the last sales on July 4th, we got 1.5 rank 3 champions, as in 1 tier 4 alpha and a half tier 4 alpha in the Odin's package. I do think that the availability of rank 3s has effectively doubled since then, because, you know, of the rewards from Alliance were being improved, the more tier 4 alpha coming to the game through the, you know, daily and weekly deals and those getting updated. The tier 4 alpha in the Glory Store. So yeah, I do think we're going to see a full-on rank 3 in Odin. So $100, get a new rank 3 type of deal, plus, you know, a Titan Crystal or something. I do think we are likely to see potential for like 7 to 9 new rank 3 7-stars. I don't necessarily see being more than that. I do think we're going to get, let's say, 4 in the Odins, because you can buy 4. And then, you know, some materials scattered in the lower bundles, maybe for additional 1 in between, you know, Stark's Briefcase or Black Panther treasures, and then another like 3 or 3 to 4 rank 3s in the unit bundles, as well as a whole lot of 1 to 2, 4 to 5 gems and dust. Now, I do think that dust has lost a lot of its value, but it's still kind of desirable. Like, at any given point, especially if you're not like a mega whale, for instance, my account's fairly large, you know, I still always want more tier 2 dust. It's nowhere near in the level that it used to be again, but yeah, it's still valuable, so I do think we're going to see it in offers. And yeah, definitely 1 to 2 gems, just, you know, to make it easier for people to do the 2 to 3 rank ups. And as well 4 to 5 gems. I don't think they're completely out of the game. Maybe not 4 to 5 gems, but I think you can see it. Maybe Valiant's not so much. But yeah. 7-star signature stones have become available in the game since, so I said see them too for sure. I would predict 20 stones in the Star Briefcase, 20-30. I went over that. Relic stuff, as always, is set to return with rank up gems and, you know, Relic 6 stones and all that stuff. I do think that Kabam is going to stick to keeping it all separate like they have been, which is very good because majority of the players do not want to spend money on relics. But here we go. And dedicated police bundles was meant to be discarded here. Remember, if you obtain these crystals now and wait until the pool changes, well, then the crystals get updated too. I'm saying that specifically because a lot of people are looking at the upcoming December Titan Crystal and the champions entering from the Titan Crystal in the basic as a, you know, very significant change to that. So if I take a look here, then the next champions entering the basic pool will be Spider-Punk, Prowler, Negasonic, Nova, Silver Sable, and Symbiote Supreme. So Silver Sable will be out of the Titan Crystal in December, and we will get, you know, the Scream, we will get the Spiral, and the Hobgoblin guy, the Jack-O-Lantern. So, you know, it might be worth waiting a bit till you open, at the very least, the Titan Crystals, to make sure you do not get Silver Sable. Because even though Silver Sable is getting a rework, I'm very skeptical of Kabam's ability to make her usable. Right. Now, all that said, again, be careful with your spending. Be wary of real life, holiday season, all that stuff. If you do have extra cash, go nuts. Let me know what do you plan to do on Cyber Weekend. And I hope this video, well, was interesting to you. These are my thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about